How's it going, guys? So today I'm going to show you exactly how you can generate a list of fully researched leads automatically and at a very reasonable price. I mean, this is a lot cheaper than getting some crazy combination of lead scraping tools. This focuses on generating really high quality leads with so much information about them, everything you need to know about their service offerings, what they do, their team members, just basically everything that you need to write a personalized email, DM, cold call, whatever it may be. And there's two ways that this can work. It doesn't have to just generate leads. It can also take your leads coming in from somewhere. Let's say if you have a form on your website or some sort of lead magnet, it can fully research all of these leads automatically. And it's pretty simple, not too difficult, and I'm going to run through it all with you today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this to show you an example of what the output looks like. And obviously this is set on a timer, so once triggered, this will run, in this case, every 15 minutes, maybe a little bit too frequent, so you can just adjust that to whenever you want. But I will run this, and I'll run over to Miro and show you how this works. So we need information coming in from somewhere. So we get information from either a spreadsheet, like I just mentioned, if you have a form in your website, a lead magnet, you're doing some sort of giveaway, whatever it may be, or even whenever people book in for a meeting, you could set up an email inbox module to watch emails coming in from meetings, grab their URL. All you really need for this automation to work is just their company name, but their URL is ideal. If you just get a company name, we can get pretty much all the information that you need to know about their company. So that's a good bit of information right there. So one way is obviously you get it from the sheet, and then the other way is you just generate it. So as you can see at the start here, we have a OpenAI module and a Perplexity module. So basically OpenAI will generate a random city. It will output a random city in whatever country you want. Then Perplexity will go and find a company in that city, because obviously it is search indexing. So if OpenAI outputs, for example, New York, and you can feed into Perplexity, okay, find me marketing agencies, that's the example that we've set up in New York, and tell it to just find you one high quality lead, and it will pull it back. So we get just that basic information, a company, send it to Zapier or from the sheet, send it to Zapier to trigger relevance. Now you can just do this through an HTTP module, a little bit tricky though, and most people have Zapier. It's dead simple. Send the information over to a webhook and trigger an agent conversation. So the agent in Relevance AI will get the lead's information, and then it will research and find everything that you need to know about it. The agent will then format this data neatly, and then we'll send it back to make.com, and the information will get put into Airtable or wherever you need it to be, into your CRM. I've just done Airtable as an example. So hopefully we're nearly done here. Yes, so the tools that this uses is make.com, obviously, Zapier, and Relevance AI. Now these, you can pretty much do this in the free plan. Make is so cheap, and I think you get I don't know how many operations you get in the Make free plan. I think it might be 2,000 and 2 live scenarios. So you don't need Make paid account to do this. You don't really need a Zapier account. You might need a Zapier paid account, because I think Relevance AI is a premium integration, and then Relevance AI, you don't need a paid account. So you can basically do this for £20 a month. I think that's what Zapier costs. And obviously you need some OpenAI credits, or unless you're doing it from a sheet, all you really need is £20 a month to fully automate your lead research. So we have finished here, and let's see what the output is. So basically what's going on here is we've generated a lead. OpenAI has chosen Vancouver, Canada. So the prompt here is, let's see. Okay, I want you to think and output a random city from the following countries. And obviously you can just put in whatever, and we'll fully get into this. I just want to show you an example of what the output is. Then Perplexity finds one, sends it to Zapier, that goes to Relevance. We pull that information back, and just from that one, so let's see the output for Perplexity. So just from this information, the agent was able to get, okay, so company name, URL, and that's it. And we've been able to get this information from that. All of this information. So their location, when they were founded, their services, it's not letting me scroll. Their focus, their team size, key insights, potential collaborations, key people, their LinkedIn URLs, which is very helpful. And why is it not letting me scroll? Any chance here? Contact information. So we get an email, we get a phone number, an address. So loads of information. And you can build on top of this. I just threw this together for a demonstration, and I'm thinking of putting something this because we have a lead magnet on our website. We get lots of inbound leads, and I was thinking of tying this into it. Actually, I probably am, but I just wanted to throw this sort of draft together for the video. So now we'll get into how you can set it up. So obviously the first thing that you want to do is come on to make.com, and if you haven't already set up your OpenAI integration, go to OpenAI, create an account, go to your dashboard, or I think it's called the playground, and buy some credits. Literally $5 of credits will last you a lifetime. You want to do the same on Perplexity. There's loads of tutorials out there. You can even just ask these guys how you can do it. And once you've made your connection, the first thing that you want to do is, and once I show you these, I'll show you how you can set up Google Sheets as well. If you're getting, leads elsewhere, you don't need to automatically generate them. So you want to choose 4.0 mini, keep it nice and cheap. And basically what we're doing here is we're getting OpenAI and Perplexity to team up to find one lead for you that's specific to you. So I have just said to think of a random city. So we're going to get OpenAI to randomly generate a city. And then once we have a city generated, we're going to tell Perplexity, find a business in this industry, in this city. And then we can obviously do the rest from there. So this is the prompt. I want you to think, and I put a random city: Canada, the USA, the UK, Australia. I put a random city, for example, Austin, New York. Very simple. And only output a city, no other text. So you can just throw this into Perplexity. And when you're using Perplexity, and you need Perplexity to use search indexing, one thing that I see a lot of people getting confused with is when you want Perplexity to search the internet for something, you need to use the online models. Okay, so if you just use chat or instruct, they don't have search indexing. So they're just like an LLM. It's like ChatGPT. I think now it is Search GPT, but ChatGPT before was literally just like, think of it like a big brain enclosed from the world. It can't tell you the time. It can't tell you weather, but Perplexity online can. So just choose solar large. I mean, I don't think it really matters, but I don't think you need solar huge, but just make sure it is one of the online ones. Find me one digital marketing agency, and obviously right here you're just going to put whatever it is that you're working with. If you're working with law firms, accountants, fill that in there. Only find me one, get me their company name and URL and emails if you can, and it may not be able to get emails because it's only so good. So we've got that, and now what we need to do is that for the first half of it, that's all we need to do in make.com, and then we send that to Zapier. If you want to set up a Google Sheet, this is really, really simple. Obviously, you want to add a Google Sheets module, and then the type you want is watch new rows. So whenever, let's say, for example, you get a new lead in from, I don't know, one of your lead magnets or your form, you get a meeting booked, add it to a Google Sheet, literally the most basic automation that you can do. Just have a webhook and then send it into Google Sheets. And then whenever that gets updated, it will trigger this automation. So it will take the, I just put leads, for example. So if I run this, I have put in just myself as an example. So this doesn't run. So what you may know with make.com is sometimes there's a wee lightning bolt there. So what this does is this runs on a timer. It doesn't just, so whenever data hits it just triggers. It doesn't work like that. So you need to run this maybe every day or however often you're getting leads via your Google Sheet, and then we'll be able to pick up those new leads, send it to Zapier, and then we'll continue the automation. But if you know how to set up a basic Google Sheets automation, you'll know how to integrate this into yourself in your own scenario. So we'll delete that, and we will continue. Put that back up there. Okay, so what you want to do now is get a Zapier module, and you want to send data to a webhook. So whenever you go into Zapier, you want to create a new, a new Zap. It's not called a scenario. And then you want to use webhooks by Zapier. Catch the hook. Very, very simple. This is just like the make.com one. And get your webhook URL, copy that, come back to make, fire that in there, and then you just want to use simple. There's nothing too crazy going on here. And we are literally just sending one variable. So literally all you really do need to send here is the company name. You can, this works with just a company name. It can find all the information just from a company name, but it's better if you have a little bit more information, which is why Perplexity is good. So you just want to add one item, then put the key, whatever you want to put it, and then put the value, the variable of the company information, the lead that you're getting. So in our case, it's Perplexity. If it's from the sheet, you want to put your company information in there, and there may be 3 different items. If you're getting it from a sheet, or 4 or 5, just put them all in. So whenever that runs, this information is going to hit Zapier, and then obviously you can give it a test, but we've already tested it, so we don't need to. And then this is where we're getting into Relevance AI. So this chapter of the video will be talking all about Relevance AI. So let me take a drink. And we will get stuck in. So I'll not talk about this module at the moment. We'll jump over to Relevance, and I'll show you how you can set up this agent, because the main work that's going on here is done in Relevance. It's with one of the agents. So if you haven't used Relevance AI before, it's a really good tool. It's quite different. It's quite unique. It's like, I don't even know what I can compare it to be honest, because so basically what you can do is you can just there's loads of different predefined tools. You can build your own tools and basically put these into an agent. So you can tie these tools into an LLM, into an assistant, prompt it up so it's literally able to just use these tools like a human. And whenever you get it right, it is so effective. So the first thing you want to do is come to tools, and you want to get some tools, because the tools that we are going to need for this agent are as follows. Where are they? So we are going to need the Google search. So you want to find the Google search, add that, and set it up. I don't think there's a lot of setup that you need to do. You just need to clone it into your project. So find the Google search one. As you can see here, these are my tools. So you just need to add it into your project. So Google search, and you're going to need company research with LinkedIn. So that one as well. Company research with website. And no, you're not going to need that one. It's Google search. Actually, I don't know why I'm trying to guess it from here. Let me just go to the agent and we'll see. So these are the tools you are going to need. Yeah, company research with website, lead enrichment tool, company research with LinkedIn, and Google search. So these are all pre-built. You don't need to go and build them. You can just go look these up, and then clone them into your project. It literally just says, we button at the top right, clone into your project. And once you have that done, you want to go and set up a new agent. So this agent, I've just called it web scraper agent. I've got a load of these random things going on here. Actually don't know what any of them are, but anyway. So whenever you create your new agent, this is what you'll see. You can, give it a wee avatar, whatever, that doesn't really matter. Give it a name so you can just remember it well, and a description. So you want to, all of these little descriptions and instructions all tie into how good it is. And I haven't spent a load of time fully optimizing it. You can also set up a trigger here. So you don't even need make.com to trigger this. We're just using make.com because if we want to generate the leads, we're using these two modules. And obviously there's no trigger for that in Relevance. So give it a description. This agent is tasked at scraping high quality leads from across the web by extracting data from URLs that fit the defined criteria. What? That doesn't really tie into what I'm doing, but anyway, I don't think this one overly matters, and I don't know why that says that, because I remember putting it something different. So for the agent description, you might just want to put it as, this agent is designed to research and enrich leads that the user sends it. Yeah, I think that should do. Core instructions. So now this is the main prompt that you want to worry about. So like I said, I haven't spent time putting a crazy prompt in. This is just basic. So role, you're a helpful lead scraping and enrichment agent. Delete that. That generates high quality information and details about provided leads. You excel at taking simply URLs and company names and doing in-depth research on them. You are to use Google to help find the LinkedIn URLs of specific companies, and you do in-depth research on LinkedIn and through websites to find as much information about the company as possible, the provided company as possible. Your main goal is always find as much relevant information about the company as possible. Always try to identify key decision makers in the business and extra contact details as well. And here I just ran the tool and then copied an example in. So I just use this for Efficacy AI, Bespoke AI Solutions. That's our agency, my agency. And then you want to come down to tools, and now you're going to add all of your tools. So you just hit this button and then add all the tools that have been cloned into your project. If you need to do a little bit of tweaking to personalize them, then you can if you want to make this a bit better, but you just want to throw them in. These all pretty much work without any customization needed. So once your tools are in, you'll see them all pop up here and you can edit them. And the first thing that you want to do is make sure that they are all on auto run. So this basically determines how the agent uses it, if it needs permission. So if it needs approval, then you need to tell it, yes, you can use it. And then you can let the agent decide, always put it on auto run so it always uses it, because these tools are vital to the process. Max auto runs before approval asked for. Obviously, if we're doing auto run, there's no limit here. And the prompt for how to use, so search the company that the user has provided, try to find their website URL and company URL. So we're getting the company name, the company URL from either your Sheet or Perplexity and OpenAI, and then we're telling it, okay, based on this company, look it up on Google and try to find their LinkedIn URL and their website URL. And once we have their LinkedIn URL, I'm going to come down here, scrape a company using the provided URLs from the Google search. So once we have that, the company research with LinkedIn, it will use this tool and get as much information from LinkedIn. And LinkedIn's good for finding decision makers, because obviously most companies on LinkedIn have people who are involved. So we have all of that information. The lead enrichment tool, use this tool to help you enrich leads and find out more information about the lead. This is just a combination of a few different things that is helpful to throw in there. You don't need to do a whole lot of prompting because this is literally designed to enrich leads, so it kind of knows what to do. Company research with website. Research the company with the URL that has been found after the Google search. Make sure you do not use the LinkedIn URL. So this is how the agent is going to use all of the tools, and what's required for it to get this information. And once it has the information, you can pull it back into make.com. So you want to come to the flow builder and just make sure that everything is set up okay. And let me zoom in here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so starting point. So this is how you can set it up and tell it. So basically the flow builder just allows you to kind of give the agent like a specific step-by-step tasks. So this is how you use it. This is when you use certain tools. Really, really good feature. So the starting point, and then the first instruction is search the company URL and LinkedIn company URL. So this will use the Google search. It will just search the web. Then the second instruction, extract the LinkedIn URL and research it with the provided tool. So it knows, okay, we need to focus on LinkedIn now. And then enrich and search as much information about the lead as possible. And this is focusing on the lead enrichment tool. And it will know to use that by the word enrich. Well, at least it should do. You could just say using the lead enrichment tool, but obviously I haven't, and it still works fine. Extract the company URL and analyze it with the provided tool. Try to find names, emails, and as much information about the company as possible. And the last instruction, once all the data has been found, neatly format it, being elaborate and thorough. Ensure no information is missed out, and obviously you do not want to spell no wrong. No information is missed out. And I'm pretty sure that that's everything. There's a couple more settings that you can play around with, but I don't think, because you're using this through API, you don't really need instructions or intro welcome messages or anything really like that. And obviously if you're setting this up to actually run in your business or for a client, you want to spend a lot more time prompting and setting it up. Obviously I just wanted to blast through it so I could not wasting too much time building this, and you can get the idea and how you can configure this sort of thing. So where we are now is we have got information from your information starting point, whether that's a sheet, a lead list, or just OpenAI and Perplexity, has been sent to Zapier, and Zapier is taking that information and triggering a RelevanceAI agent conversation. I haven't even got this far. So now that we have the agent set up, you can set up this RelevanceAI module, and the way you're going to do it is you're going to want to hit RelevanceAI. So whenever you go to, let me just go to Edit Zap. So you want to add a step, look up RelevanceAI, and then whenever you get here, you need to integrate your account. So let me just go to change and I'll show you how you can do it. So connect a new account, and this will pop up. And what you need to do here is you need your, I think it's your authorization token, API key, project ID, and your region. So how you can get this is very, very simple. You want to go back, hit these three dots, come down to the bottom, integrations. And then if you go all the way down, you can see your API key. So you want to create a new secret key. Obviously, I'm not going to do it because I have one already made. Once you create your new secret key, you can give it admin permissions. And then from there, it will literally show you all of the information that you map in. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Connect an account in here. So it'll just show you the corresponding information. You can just grab it, pop it in, grab project ID, pop it in. And obviously your region is going to be pretty self-explanatory. So let's go back here. So once you have it connected, you can come to configure and just choose your agent. And obviously you're going to choose the agent that you've just made, and then this is your message. So basically what you're sending from Zapier is if you were to just talk to your agent through the interface. So if I were to just talk to the agent here, that's basically what Zapier is doing. It's doing that. It's sending this message. I want you to do as much research as you can on this company. Try to find key decision makers and their emails, or just company emails, as much. I think that's meant to say info as possible. Obviously, you don't need to do a whole lot of prompting because we have already prompted the agent to set it up. Then you want to just paste in the URL, or not the URL, the variable that we've got from make.com in the webhook. So company information. So if you remember, what we're sending here is company information, company info. So that is just that, and then that is getting sent to that. And then once we have the agent, and what was I going to say? Have I forgot? No, I haven't forgot. So what we want to do here is we want to sleep. So you want to use the sleep tool, because sometimes the agent on Relevance AI can take a little bit of time to run. It can normally take 60 seconds. I think the longest it took me was like 85 seconds. So you just want to put it 120 to be safe. And if you're actually running this, you may want to put it 250 seconds. I just wanted to keep it low because I was just mainly testing. So once you have that set up, and that has waited, then in that period of time after this is triggered, the Relevance AI agent should have completed its task and got all the information about the company sent via Zapier. So what we need to do now is go and get that information back and lock in, because this may get a little bit confusing, but I'm going to break it down as much as possible. So you're going to want to add a HTTP module saying make a request, and let me just add another one, because if I open this one, you're going to see all of my keys. And I know you're not going to steal my API key or anything like that, but I know you're not going to, but there's probably going to be some chancer out there who's going to try. So I'm just being safe. Anyway, right, okay, so I'm going to add another module here just so I can show you what you're putting in. But when you're actually setting this up, you don't need to put one there. So I have made a very, very, very helpful Notion page, basically explaining how you can set this up. So this is how you're going to do it. So the URL that you're going to want to add into, okay, there's make, into here is going to be, right, let me just kind of clear this up here because I'm going to be all over the place. Delete that, and delete that. Okay. So this is the URL that you're going to want to add into the make a request module, okay? And you can see this variable region. So you want to basically cross-reference this. So open up Relevance and open up make. So you have the HTTP module on make that you're setting up and your Relevance agent. Load up your agent. So whenever I have my agent loaded up, obviously you can see this big long URL, and it's unfortunately cut out by the thingy. So this is what you're going to want to do. Where am I going? I'm all over the place. So after your URL, it says agents, you're going to see a little bracket with what do you call them? Dashes that separate basically different keys for the API. So you want to grab your region key and put it in there. So this is what you're putting in to here. However, you're changing that to whatever in your Relevance URL. Okay, this may get a little bit confusing, and it's probably partly due to me being a little bit of a spastic. But anyway, once you have that URL in, you're going to want to put it to post. So you're going to want to put it to post. And now you're nearly done. All you need to do is add 2 headers. And the headers are going to be as follows. So the first one is going to be authorization. That's going to be the key. So just copy and paste that. Put authorization there. And then once you have that, you're going to need to go into your URL again and get your project ID : your API key. Okay, so you can see these two. This will be the, I don't know why I'm pointing, you can't see my hands. So this is what's going to be at the top of your Relevance AI URL, your Relevance AI page, whenever your agent is open. So you need to use this information and map it into the HTTP module. So your project ID, get your project ID after the region and put it, so like XXXX, and then XXXX. That's what I want to. That's what you want to look like, and that is going to be your project ID, and that is going to be your API key, which you're going to have to go in and use your API key that you connected with the Zapier, or you can make a new one, like I showed you before. So once you have your project ID and your API key mapped in like that, so that's your project ID, that's your API key, and you're good to go. And then the next one is going to be, let's see, Content type, application JSON, yes, because we want to extract the information as JSON. So that's the key, and that's the value. Very, very simple. And you're going to want to put this body in. So I'm going to put this in the description so you can just load it up and fire this information right in. So basically what we're doing here is we are just basically choosing, okay, we want this information. The page size, you only want to put it as 1 because you don't want to pull in like every single message that your agent has replied with. And then your conversation ID, that's what you want to change there. And your conversation ID you can find is the last wee stroke on your URL. So you're going to have all these numbers. You're going to have to really, really squint and look at your screen because these numbers are tiny and it's a nightmare and you might have a headache after. But once you get conversation ID, you plug it in there, you're good to go. So give it a run, and then from there it will work. And then basically what that's going to do is, let me just delete that, is you're going to have all of your information there, and then we're going to send that to OpenAI. I just tell it to parse it and format it and make it look nice and just return it as plain text. Neatly parse and format this data. You could use a JSON module. I just couldn't be arsed putting it up. Just willing to sacrifice tokens to do it. So neatly parse and format this data as plain text. And now that is going to output a lovely, detailed, just a pile of information about a lead that it's got literally just from a company name. Okay, so there's a lot more that you can do to this. I just wanted to show you the... Okay, this is kind of annoying. Oh, can't even get it. Yeah, that'll do. So I just wanted to mainly show you the framework and how this works. There's so much more that you can do with this. There's loads of tools and relevance that you can add in. You can, what you could even do here is you could put a flow or a router and then have different email accounts, send personalized emails. I just have this adding it to an Airtable, personalized information, just, I don't know, there's loads of things that you can do with this here. You can add it to your CRM, you can add it back into the Google Sheet if you got your leads from a Google Sheet instead of Perplexity and OpenAI. There's so much that you can do with this. And what I'm probably going to do is use this as a framework for some following videos. So yeah, stick around for that. But that is pretty much everything. I don't think there's anything left in this. Like I said, I ran it at the start. It can get a little bit fiddly. If you need help setting up the HTTP module, just give me a shout in the comments and I will try to be to your rescue. But I have put this into the description, so by all means use this as much as possible. So this is a really, really cheap lead research enrichment automation that you can use for your clients. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video was obvious, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.